I'm Mark Schofield from Inside the Pylon and the Bleacher Report NFL 1000 project with the Week 13 edition of Scouting with Schofield. Travis Kelce's recent form has earned him high praise from around the league. In the last 3 games, including Kansas City's victory over Atlanta, Kelce has caught 23 passes for 349 yards, and on the year, he is the team's leading receiver with 65 receptions for 815 yards. Entering the contest with the Falcons, the Atlanta defense knew what they were facing in Kelsey, a tough matchup. Rookie linebacker Devondre Campbell was well aware of Kelsey's route running ability, saying that from watching Kelsey on film, he uses a lot of head movement. The big thing to containing him is not falling for any of the head fakes or any of the upper body movement and staying disciplined. Fellow rookie safety Keanu Neal stated that Kelsey is a technician, smart with his routes, and knows how to play the game. The tight end turned in one of the best performances of his career against Atlanta, catching 8 passes on 8 targets for 140 yards. The 8 receptions matched his career best, while the 140 yards topped his previous high of 128. Going through the film illustrates many of the concerns that the Atlanta defenders had in the run-up to the contest. Kelsey is a very polished route runner, who indeed uses his whole body to sell routes and fool defenders. In addition, as color analyst and former quarterback Trent Green stated on Sunday, Kelsey might be the best tight end in the league after the catch. On more than a few of his receptions, the athletic tight end made multiple defenders miss tackles, tacking on yardage after the reception. In just a handful of plays from Sunday, we can see a tight end playing at an extremely high level. As we turn to the tape, we're going to do things a little bit differently here at the top. Rather than jumping around from play to play, I'm really just going to take you through Kansas City's first 3 offensive plays from the game against Atlanta. As I was watching this tape and breaking it down, it hit me that these first 3 plays from Kelsey were almost as good as you could expect from a position player to start the game. The first play comes on a 1st and 10 situation on the Kansas City 28-yard line with just under 10 minutes remaining in the first quarter. The Chiefs come out for their first offensive play using 11 personnel, 1 tight end in Kelsey, a running back, and 3 wide receivers. And they come out with Alex Smith in the shotgun, flanked by a running back to his right and Kelsey in the backfield to his left. They have slot formation to the left and a single receiver split to the right. As you can see from the play art, what we're going to get is the running back will come in motion initially, and he'll run this swing route. We'll get a vertical route on the outside, and Tyreek Hill is going to come around on a little Statue of Liberty to play. Smith is going to fake the swing route to the running back and then hand the ball to Hill coming to this side of the field. Kelsey is going to serve as a lead blocker. And it's really just one creative way to get Kelsey and some other playmakers involved with the ball in space. Now what you'll see from Kelsey is some patient blocking as he works around the edge. He doesn't hit the first guy he sees. He waits, shields him, and that gives Hill a better angle to attack the edge. We talk about patience a lot as a ball carrier or even as a quarterback, but here we see it as a blocker. He just shields the defender away from the ball and gives Hill a better angle. Now here's their second play of the game, and this comes a little bit after some shifting that we'll see on the end zone angle of this play. Kansas City uses a jumbo 12 personnel package. 12 personnel is 1 running back, 2 tight ends, and 2 wide receivers. But here, the second tight end is actually a reserve offensive lineman who ends up lining up here on the right edge. And then, as you can see, you have 1 receiver who's going to run a dig route. This receiver here is going to run a post sort of over the top. And then Kelsey is another tight end in line, and he's going to run, as you can see, an out route here. The pre-snap shifting and movement from the offense confuses the defense a bit. As you can see, defense isn't quite lined up yet. Kelsey's going to run this out route. He's going to find himself open behind the zone coverage. It looks like the defense kind of lost track for him, but this is a nice design here as you've got this post route which holds the safety and the cornerback, which does open up this area pretty well. It's going to be a high throw from quarterback Alex Smith. Kelsey, again, a very athletic player, makes a great adjustment, showing great body control to get up, get this ball that's thrown high and just a slight bit behind him to make a big play. Again, this is the second play of the game. You see some confusion here. Kelsey gets a free release that Play side linebacker chips him just a bit. But he's open, high throw. Great leaping catch of a throw behind him. Again, now you can see the confusion. There's the shifting. Atlanta defense is a little confused and they're late getting set up. We'll get that little chip from this linebacker right there. Right there. Still, Kelsey has a free release, high throw, great adjustment, goes up and gets it. Now the third play of the game. This is now 1st and 10 on the Atlanta 38-yard line. We're back, 11 personnel, standard offensive personnel group, and we've got 3 receivers, and they're all 3 wide receivers are to the right. We've got trips to the right. We got Kelsey isolated here to the left. This is a 1-by-3 formation, Y ISO. A lot of people, Robert Klemko, I believe, wrote about Y ISO and how teams are using athletic tight ends in this way. Guys like Kelsey, Jordan Reed, Rob Gronkowski, Jimmy Graham. Because what it does, it forces the defense to show their hand. If they're in man coverage, you're typically going to get, a linebacker, or even in this case, a strong safety. Keanu Neal, the rookie that we talked about in the opener, matched up against Kelsey in man coverage. If it's zone coverage, you're going to see a cornerback over here in all likelihood. And that allows the offense to dictate formation and dictate what they want to do and how they want to attack the defense. Here, you've got Kelsey matched up against a rookie strong safety. He's going to run a little out and up route. This play design here with that a tight end isolated here, running an out, a pivot route, a whip route here, and a dig, as well as a smoke route. We'll come back to this design a little bit later in the game. But for now, on the third offensive play, we've got Kelsey isolated against a rookie strong safety. Here we're going to see that subtle full body route running that rookie linebacker Devondre Campbell was talking about, as I stated in the opener. On his out and up route, Kelsey doesn't really cut outside with a lot of steps. He really sells it with the upper body. He turns his head, turns his shoulders to the outside, takes maybe one step to the outside, and then cuts upfield. But that's enough. He sells the route, he sells the out with the upper body, and that gets Keanu Neal to buy into the out, cut on the outer bit, and that's when Kelsey breaks up and just gets separation on the vertical cut from the strong safety. Play begins, gets a good release. There it is. Just that subtle little shoulder and head turn. That's enough. And then he does a great job catching it over his shoulder. Let's look at that again. Gets a free release to the outside. And right there, that subtle little head and shoulder turn, it's enough. Does a great job extending the arms, catching it over the shoulder. So those are the first 3 plays of the game from the Kansas City offense. And you can see the different ways that they use Kelsey. They get him isolated on a strong safety on a vertical route. They have him as an inline tight end running an out route, getting behind zone coverage, and they use him as a lead blocker out of the backfield. Because of his athletic ability as well as his size, he's a very important chess piece for this offense. Now we're going to look at a play from the second quarter. This is a 2nd and 6 situation with the ball on the Atlanta 39-yard line. We see now we've got that 12 personnel package, this time with a tight end, Harris, who's on the line here. And Kelsey, sort of as part of this trips formation over here, he's off the line of scrimmage with 2 wide receivers in front of him. And they're going to run a little bubble screen to Kelsey here. This gets to what Trent Green was talking about, his ability after the catch. We have Chris Conley and Alfred Wilson in front. 2 pretty good blockers, especially Wilson. If you watched this game against Atlanta, you might have seen that Wilson serves as the punt protector, the personal protector on the punt team. He actually had a touchdown run on a fake punt where he took a direct snap. Wilson, in particular, is a very good blocker as a wide receiver. He's going to get a great cut block on this defender here. But anytime you can run a bubble screen to a tight end and expect to pick up yardage after the catch, you're in good shape as an offense. Kelsey's going to come in motion towards the ball and then swing back to the outside on the bubble. We get 2 blocks here with that cut block. And now Kelsey's got room to run. And you might expect, okay, well, he got good blocks here, so this isn't really much after the catch. But he's going to get additional yardage against this defender. Nice little deke. Gets him out of position, and then drags one of the initial defenders downfield. We'll see it hit again from this angle. You get a big body like Kelsey moving, but again, he has enough athleticism to put that deke move on the safety to pick up more yardage. cut block there. Great block from Wilson. Deke move right here. And then drags that defender a couple of extra yards. Now we're going to see a play from the third quarter. This is a 1st and 10 on the Kansas City 10-yard line with 8:54 left in the third quarter. This is sort of your standard boot action play. We're going to get a run fake to this side of the field with a Smith then coming out of the fake, working back this way. We're going to get this over route. We get a corner route from one receiver. We get Harris, one tight end. He's going to come down, and then he'll be the outlet, the last resort for Smith, sort of coming back towards the quarterback. Kelsey takes a few steps down and runs to the flat. Again, we're going to see ability after the catch here. In addition, Harris this time, he's going to be the player that throws a nice little block downfield as well. So there's the boot action. Now here we've got Kelce in the flat matched up against this defender here. And Harris, you'll see him, he's carried out his blocking responsibility, then he'll work back here as the outlet. He'll throw a great block later as well. Kelce catches it. Now we've got a defender in pretty good position to make a tackle, but Kelsey's able to make a miss. Cuts inside. There's that big block. And again, another Deke move, picks up more yardage. Make the first defender miss with a nice quick cut. There's the block. Another Deke move. Additional yardage after the catch. This last play returns us to that design we looked at earlier. Earlier on the up and out route from Kelsey, we had this sort of pivot route, dig route, smoke route combination from the trips. This time, we see 12 personnel run in this formation. We got Harris isolated in the Y ISO as a single tight end. He's simply going to run an out route. This play comes on a 2nd and 10 situation on the Kansas City 8-yard line. There's just over 4 minutes remaining, and Kansas City has a 1-point lead. This is a big spot. Kansas City needs to work the clock here and salt this game away. So what do? They go to their big tight end, Travis Kelce, in a big situation. Rather than isolate him outside where we have Harris, we'll see him here. He's the number 3 inside trips receiver. He's going to run that pivot or whip route. His athletic ability and his route running allows this play to succeed. He's matched up against a defensive back here, and you'll see the footwork and the ability to feel where the defender is when he makes his cut. Again, a big spot, so they go to their big target. He'll cut inside, showing slant, plant his feet, drive back to the outside. Gets that defender on his hip, gets him to overcommit. Great hands, and then again, great turn upfield after the catch. Right there's that step. And that's when I talk about feel for the route. Kelsey knows that defender's on his upfield hip right here. And you can see the athleticism, the way he drives that left foot into the turf and pushes off of it, snapping crisply back to the outside. That gets this defender to sort of over-rotate towards the middle of the field. That naturally creates the separation for the route to succeed. Just 6 plays from Travis Kelce's performance against the Atlanta Falcons that illustrate the different ways that the Kansas City Chiefs can use him in their offensive scheme and the different ways that Kelce can have success as a player, whether it's down the field on the vertical routes, in the intermediate area on the out routes, or even as we saw in this last play here, using short area quickness. In addition, his ability after the catch makes him a lethal weapon for this Kansas City Chiefs offense. I'm Mark Schofield with the Bleacher Report NFL 1000 Project. Thanks for watching this week's edition of Scouting with Schofield.